Listen carefully. You are not broke because of the economy. You are not poor because of your job, your boss, your parents, or your country. You are poor because of one invisible thought that quietly controls your decisions. A thought so common, so socially accepted, that most people never question it. And yet, this single thought has destroyed more wealth, ambition, and potential than wars, recessions, and failures combined. Most people wake up with it. They carry it into their work. They repeat it in their mind like a prayer, and without realizing it, they build their entire financial life around it. That thought is this: this is just how life is. That sentence sounds harmless, but it is the most dangerous belief a human being can carry, because the moment you accept this is just how life is, you stop thinking, you stop imagining, you stop challenging reality. And when thought stops growing, money stops flowing. Napoleon Hill warned about this more than a century ago. He said poverty is not a condition of the wallet, it is a condition of the mind. Money does not run toward hard work. Money does not chase talent. Money moves toward organized thought, backed by belief and decision. And right now, your thoughts may be organized, but organized in the wrong direction. Let me show you how this happens. From childhood, most people are trained to think small, not intentionally but consistently. Be realistic. Play it safe. People like us don't get rich. Money is hard to earn. Only lucky people succeed. Each sentence plants a seed. And the mind does not judge seeds, it grows them. By adulthood, that garden is full. You don't consciously say, I want to be poor, but subconsciously, you obey rules that guarantee it. You delay decisions. You wait for permission. You seek security instead of opportunity. You trade time for money instead of ideas for income. And the most destructive habit of all, you explain away your dissatisfaction instead of confronting it. You say things like, I'm grateful, it could be worse. At least I have a job. Maybe next year. That is not gratitude. That is resignation disguised as maturity. Napoleon Hill called this drifting. A drifter has no definite aim, no burning desire, no financial target that demands action. And drifting is comfortable until one day you wake up tired, frustrated, and confused, wondering why life feels heavy. Here is the brutal truth. The world does not reward comfort. It rewards clarity. Rich people are not smarter than you. They are more decided than you. They decided what they want. They decided they are worthy of it. And they decided to act before they felt ready. Meanwhile, the poor mind waits for certainty. But certainty never comes before action, it comes after. That's the trap. You tell yourself, when I have more money, I'll think bigger. When I get confident, I'll take the risk. When things are perfect, I'll start. But the mind does not change after conditions improve. Conditions improve after the mind changes. Napoleon Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Notice the order. Conceive first, believe second, achieve last. Most people reverse it. They want achievement before belief, and that never happens. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. What do you say to yourself when you see someone wealthy? Do you feel inspired or irritated? Do you think, if they can do it, so can I? Or, they got lucky, they cheated, they were born rich? That reaction reveals your internal money philosophy. A poor mind must discredit success to protect its comfort. A rich mind studies success to replicate it. Your income will never rise beyond the level of identity you accept. If deep down you see yourself as average, your actions will always sabotage extraordinary results. You will quit early. You will underprice yourself. You will avoid responsibility. Not because you are lazy, but because your self-image demands consistency. This is why affirmations alone don't work. You can say, I am rich 1,000 times, but if your behavior screams fear, your subconscious listens to behavior, not words. Napoleon Hill taught that faith is developed through repetition of thought backed by emotion. Emotion is the key. Poor people attach emotion to security. Rich people attach emotion to growth. Poor people fear loss. Rich people fear stagnation. Poor people ask, what if it fails? Rich people ask, what if this is the breakthrough? And here's the part most people miss. Money is attracted to certainty, not desperation. When you chase money, it runs. When you become valuable, it follows. Value is created through thinking. Ideas solve problems. Problems create demand. Demand attracts money. If your mind is filled with fear, comparison, and excuses, it has no space for ideas. That's why scrolling, gossip, and constant distraction keep people poor, not because they waste time, but because they destroy mental focus. Napoleon Hill believed that focus was a superpower. A focused mind builds momentum. An unfocused mind burns energy. Right now, ask yourself, what am I obsessing over? Bills? Drama? Other people's opinions? Short-term pleasure? Or am I obsessing over building something meaningful? Your dominant thought becomes your dominant result. This is not motivation. This is law. The law of cause and effect. Thought is the cause. Wealth is the effect. Change the cause. The effect must follow. But this is where most people stop. They understand the idea, but never execute. So let me give you something practical. Starting today, eliminate this sentence from your vocabulary. I can't afford it. Replace it with, how can I afford it? That single shift activates creativity instead of surrender. Next, set a definite financial goal, not more money, not financial freedom, a number, a deadline, a reason that makes your chest tighten. Write it down. Read it daily. Visualize it until it feels real. Napoleon Hill insisted on this because the mind needs a target. Without a target, effort scatters. Then, and this part matters, act imperfectly. Do not wait to feel confident. Confidence is built through motion. Each small action reprograms your self-image. Each decision strengthens identity. And slowly, silently, your thinking changes. Not because you forced it, but because you proved it. One day you'll look back and realize it wasn't lack of money that kept you poor. It was lack of belief, direction, and decision. And the moment you changed that thought, everything else followed. Now listen closely. If this message made you uncomfortable, that's a good sign. Comfort never changed lives. Truth does. If you want to master your mind, build unstoppable belief, and think the way successful people think, then this channel is for you. Subscribe now, not for motivation, but for transformation. Because the thought that made you poor ends today, and the mindset that makes you wealthy starts now.